So should I start with that? Why are you called Bayo Lion? And how many of you felt the lion part in the pitch? It wasn't nice.
Good morning. Number one, Dr. Wakatayo made me wear suits on the weekend. That's not very normal. I don't even wear suits on weekdays. So, but as I was thinking about it, I thought it was a business conference. I thought to put on a jacket. And then I saw that Izu was speaking too. I didn't want to look inferior to him. My name is Bayo Lion. I told you this story before. There's a guy called Adedeji, Adedeji, actually. That's my full name. He was economic secretary. He died a while back, but he's more popular than me. So on Google, he used to show up before me, and he's dead. And he used to annoy me, because he did a lot. He wrote books. They still do inaugural lectures on his name and things like that. So I changed my name to Bayo Lion so I can stand different. And I named myself after an animal because I am an animal. I don't care about your emotions and your feelings. All I care about is the food and the meal I'm going after. And I mean that sincerely. And I'm lowering my voice. Trust me, this is the lowest my voice can be. I just believe that I believe in chasing and I believe in catching. And even if I don't catch, I would know that I gave my all on the field of chasing. And I'm not afraid to tell you, I don't like when people get excited because that means you're not listening. Right? I mean it. I want you to write it down. Chase. See, chase means that you're not emotional. It means that you don't, when you are actually chasing something that you want, you don't get tired. I'm married now. I've been married for 13 years. When I was chasing my wife said to me, she was my girlfriend at the time, she said to me that I will get bored dating you. You live in America and I live in Nigeria. I came back to Nigeria every month. They used to call me Indomie because my trips were so short. But I came to Lagos because I loved my wife at the time. I came because I was chasing that. Where I found the money to buy tickets 12 times a year, I can't tell you. But because my heart was motivated by love, my pocket was funded for love, and my chase yielded the result of marriage. But you see, if I chase business like that,
come on,
right? So it's the same principle, and that's why my name is Bayo Lion. Anybody that wants to start a travel business, I encourage you to start. We will destroy you. It's not like once you start eating the index and I start seeing your name, I'm going to go after you. I will go after you. Today, as I was sitting down, they sent me a notification that the government launched a program that I wrote a proposal for. And I sent it to my SLT team, right? Like as I was sitting down, somebody sent it to somebody that I had pitched the idea to. I went to Abuja, bought it to spend money. And I said to them, it's okay, let them launch. Because you see, as a lion, I'm not afraid of being challenged. Actually, I grow in challenge. All right, let me stop. I grew up poorer than a lot of you in this room. I always say this story, and I say that I didn't grow up with a wooden spoon, but my spoon was not also silver. It was in between wood and silver, maybe panda, right? I grew up with a single mom. My father died in 1982. I was 1.5 years old when my father died. Raised by a mother, I'm last of 6. So I'm the last one. Of course, I slept in my mother's room till she passed away. I'm not afraid to say it. If my mother was alive, I probably won't have a good marriage. Because I'll be running home. Whenever my wife fights me, I'll just go home. Because my mother loved the shit out of me. Raised by her, she didn't have a lot of money, but she understood a few things, and those few things was what got me far in life. She understood the power of education. So she would say, I can't afford you to go to a private school, but you will go to the best public school. So I first went to Okpa Grammar School, Grammar School. We used to wear white and blue that year. And then one of my father's friends, my father was a very high-placed policeman, blah, blah, blah. So one of his friends came to visit and saw me coming back from school, looking tattered. And the guy pitied me and got me to Model College. So I eventually went to Model College there. That one was a gift, okay? My mother was very eager to get me there, so I went to Model College there. On finishing, I went to Osun State Polytechnic first, area. And then I went to Obafemi University. Great if anyone. That's the best university in the world. So I went to Great Ife, and then I finished from Great Ife, came back to Lagos, served in Kano, came back to Lagos, started hustling on the road, selling door alarms and fire alarms, and I was making good money. Then I got a job in the bank. They sent me back to Kano. I left Kano, went to the US from Kano. By the way, Kano was the best thing that happened to me. I didn't enter a club till I was 26 because I was not in Lagos. And so I didn't get distracted. So in Kano, we used to go to beer parlor. I can buy the beer parlor, the money I had as a banker. So the booker was small. So I saved up money, I went to school, I got a scholarship. I went to a black historical college because that's what I could afford. I went to school, and all I said to myself is that whatever money that's in the US. That's in the US.
Yeah.
So I got to the US, I got my visa by accident. I can tell you the story. By that time, by the way, my mother died in 2003. So at this time I'm talking about, my mother has died too. So I have no house to go to. I want you guys to understand that it's not about where you start from, it's where you are now. And I'm not very different from a lot of you. Some of you still have your parents alive. I don't. Right? You think they left one great wealth. Their house is in Iju and Ogba. I don't know who wants to live in Iju. I don't, But what I love that my parents gave me was a background, was a foundation.
Yeah.
My mother would say to me, if you choose to sell Ewedu, be the best Ewedu seller. If you choose to sell Dundu, I ended up starting a company called Dundu Nation, by the way. If you choose to sell fried yam, be the best fried yam seller. Just pick something. My mother never chose my course that I did in university. Those of you that went to Ife, I studied demography and social statistics. It's for people that fail to pass enough JAM to enter economics. Yes, now if you don't get enough score in JAM, you do demo. Then if you don't know book, you do sociology. If you don't know book at all, you do geography. That's like, there's the psychology. That's for people that are between geography, not as low as geography, but higher than sociology. But I was second year, I was brilliant, I know book, right? But I was not very good at writing exams. But the good thing was that I graduated on time, I had no extra year, I never failed the class in school. I graduated maybe middle of my class, towards top. But I got a 2-2, I didn't get a 2-1 because I wanted to collect draw. But when we go to exam for banks, he used to call me back to say, did you see the question? Because we more maths. So when they give us math problems, because my mother would say, look, listen, pass math, pass English. No math. You must know money, you must know the value of money.
Yeah.
And that was what my mother taught me. And that's what got me here. I hope I answered your question. Okay, at the time.
$300,000
At the time.
At that time.
6 years ago.
Right. So you can imagine that, and you convert, who is converted to now?
No. So my peers at Amazon, I left Amazon. I used to run a division called FBA. After I left, they kind of disbanded the division and now went into a division called Squad. At the time, I used to make 300K. My peers, if I didn't get promoted for the last 6 years, because they've done a salary upgrade, now make about 750K.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you left,
my contemporary.
And you left all that to come back to Nigeria. At the time, people are jackpotting. So, what did you see? I mean, how many of you agree with what I'm saying now? Right? Everybody wants to leave.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. It's, someone will say, don't be juju with that. Or, village people. You return back to Nigeria. What did you see?
Um, somebody told me, I went to lunch with someone. I was very popular at Amazon, so anybody that was at Amazon 6 years ago that lived in Seattle will know me. I was very popular. I was one of the highest ranking Nigerians at Amazon, and I used to carry Nigerians and black people on my back. If you have a problem, come and meet me. I'll go and talk to your manager. I was very passionate about helping black people.
Wow.
So when people come to town, people tell me, let's go to lunch with this my friend in town. So we went to lunch with this guy, went for drinks after work. And the guy said, I know you. You were the one that started shoe sale, you did donation. I see your videos on Facebook, and Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And the guy said, I have something to tell you. I said, say it. And the guy said to me, Bayo, you have an higher propensity to make it in Nigeria than you make it in America, no matter the current success that you have. I could not sleep for like 3 weeks. I believed at the time that I was successful. I believed that I was doing well. We wanted to buy a house at the time. The house we wanted to buy was $1 million. So in my mind, I was doing okay. But I'm a 30 years. So, but in my mind, when you buy $1 million home, even though you are still owing, at that time, 6 years ago, $1 million home was not very plenty. And for us, it was like I felt like I was doing well, I was doing okay, I was working for the top tech company, I was already talking to Google for a job. I wanted to see whether I could move from Amazon to Google or Microsoft, all within the Seattle area. I have 2 children, 1 girl, 1 boy, all growing well, doing well, life was good. But the guy's words continued to ring a bell in my ear that I have an higher propensity to be successful. And when I got the call to come and save a dying business, I just said yes. And looking back 6 years, I was glad I came, man.
Of course.
I'm glad I came.
Of course.
Because I'm telling you, like, let me not talk about the 4 pitches we listened to, but you see that guy that pitched about the trolley truck? Let me tell you what I heard. There's not enough trucks. Demand exceeds supply. Let me say it again. Demand exceeds supply. This is the one country in the world that demand exceeds supply. And everybody will say there's no money. I don't follow you to say those words. I don't say those words to people. Because yesterday it rained at the beach. It rained. I was at the beach when it was raining, so I packed my bag and went home. I looked at our numbers. People left the rain, came under shade. When the rain stopped, they went back to the beach spot and continued drinking. And I'm like, so I looked at our numbers before when I got home, okay, not that bad. And then I slept. And I woke up, I looked at the numbers this morning, and I'm like, oh God. This is one of the countries of the world where that can happen. And we're not even scratching the surface. So anybody that has a business or has a dream or has an opportunity, I can tell you that the world that you have here, I'm not saying this place is easy, it's also tough. It has its own complexities. But everywhere has its own complexities. The abroad gives you a mirage of success. You are owing the banks. I can buy a Range Rover, a brand new Range, a 2026 or August, 2025 brand new Range Rover or G-Wagon. I can go pick it up today in America. I can walk to a dealership and in another 2-3 hours I walk out and drive a brand new Jaguar out. But I'm owing for 6 years on the car. But in Lagos, for every car you see on the road is paid for. It's paid for. Bro, for every house that you see, the majority of them, about 95%, look, people that collect what they go on board. Like most of these people are paying cash for $1 billion house. Cash.
Moving off the shelf. In fact, when you look at the real estate sector in Nigeria, the place where you have less competition is the luxury market. It's those Banana Island house. They move. When my wife started that division of her business, she will go check the house and they will say it's $2 million. Nobody will sell it. Come back 1 month later, it's sold. Who are those buying these things?
Bro, I looked at the land not so far from here. I want to build something on the island. So I looked at the land. They said the land was 4 billion. And when the guy said 4 billion, my heart kind of went up and down a little bit. So I hung up. I went on my vacation with my kids, came back, and I called them and said, let me see whether they will lease the land to me. Let's do like a 10-year lease or anything on the land. The guy said the land is sold. That actually the buyer paid cash and paid out that she said she's not working, she's a realtor, that she's not working again for the year because the guy paid 10%. Yes, that the guy paid 400 million. I said, but it's the seller that should pay. He said, this one the buyer paid. And they said there's no money. There's no money, but there's money in the hands of a few. And the few that understand Nigeria. I understand, it's not connection, and I know a lot of you carry this mentality that you need connection, you need to know people. Look, I moved back, I'm the son of a nobody. My father is dead, my mother is dead, okay? I didn't get here by connection, they found me on LinkedIn, okay? They found me on LinkedIn. But what I said is this, you know what, let me tell you what they say about me. If you go to Adebayo and you ask them about Bayo, they'll say, if you give Bayo a shop and you close your eyes, he will own the stretch because I will do it better than the next guy. When the next guy is asleep, I'm awake. When the next guy is asleep, I'm awake. I am a lion that is willing to do the chase. I will chase and chase and chase and chase. And if that he runs away, this time we'll catch another. Yes, because we have now trained our muscles to run faster than the last time. And even when we fail, for us, it's muscle building. So failure is not failure for me. Oh, guess what? I have business that I built.
Am I the only one enjoying this? But again, this conference for me.
But you see, again, people go and follow I call it the laws of force equivalence. Right? Sorry, I'm going to talk about some things I've heard here. You go build a mobile app without a mobile web. Gap. People are using techno phones. They're not downloading mobile apps. They don't have space. They don't have space. You don't sell on WhatsApp, you don't understand today. Yes, you don't sell on WhatsApp. You don't understand today. We're not going to go. I live 40 years abroad and I'm telling you this. We're not going to go. You give everybody a steak for 5 days, they will complain. Give them rice and stew. Ask the difference.
Exactly.
We are not going to go. You don't like mashed potato. You like rice. Jollof, fries them you don't like that. Jollof, big pepper and stew. And put rice inside. Put small chicken. You add one on the soft one. We don't like, but that's who we are.
Come on, give it a hand.
That's who we are. So you cannot build a business that does not think about the customer and how the customer behaves and expect to be successful. It doesn't work.
I mean, so my question would be how, let's go back to share something with me. They were dilly-dallying whether to employ you because of what you wanted to charge, a salary and all that. And you use your money. Everybody hear this, you use your money to come, with even your family.
My children had never been to Nigeria. Oh, my daughter had been, my son had not. And I wanted them to come and see their future home. So I came. I told me this guy is so expensive. And I was like, bruh, you want good soup? You pay. Right? And I wasn't going to bulge, right? It wasn't about money, I just wanted to make sure that I came in at the right level. And while they were dilly-dallying, I bought my own tickets and I came to Lagos because I just knew that this is my own promised land. Wow. My promised land is not abroad. I've been there, done that. And I came. And when I came, my wife asked me in the middle of the night, Adebayo, because I made sure I got a house for them in Ikoyi apartment. Got an apartment in Ikoyi, shortlet. I rented Prado to carry us around.
So that she
So
should
that,
this life.
bro. And we came and we drove around. The kids went for ice cream, went to Auntie Renee, went to Cactus to eat. You know, I gave them the high life. And then I went to the company.
Yeah.
And I fell in love. You know, I fell in love.
But what did you love about a company that was owing, they were struggling to pay staff salary?
Because you see, if you want to be successful, you must see opportunity where other people see real. You must. The people that were working in the company at the time had not been paid for 9 months, and they were still showing up. There must be something else. It's either they are stealing or they love the company.
Wow.
There must be something else. Bro, there must be something for you not to get paid for 9 months and still show up. They used to do praise and worship and prayers for the company in the morning.
Wow. That has not paid salary for 9 months.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, my emotion and my people that we work together, we are intertwined. We love each other because I saw the love that they had. Look, they used to sit on top of each other. They used to have paper everywhere. And I saw love. I saw an organization. I was eager to start work. Like, bro, I went from the office to the investor's office and said, guy, let's sign this deal. The guy said, what did you see that we've not seen? I said, guy, this is exactly what I've been praying for. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if your gift comes with a bow and social media, it's not going to last. The best gift, the biggest gift, they're always rough on the outside. It's like diamond. It's like finding diamond. It's always rough first. It has to go through a refinement before it becomes good. Because before it looks good, it never lost value. You see, even when it was dirty, even when it was rough, it was still valuable. It's just that only few people can see it. That's why somebody gave $40 million into the organization. $40 million. So I just saw it. I just saw diamond. You know, let me give you numbers for those of you that are in doubt. At that time, that company was doing 600,000, 700,000 a day in profit. When I took over a couple of months, we moved it to 1.2. Today, we're doing north of 50. And I'm telling you that we have not even done. Oh, I'm just talking Nigeria, I'm not talking group. That's just Nigeria. We're not even done. And everybody continues to ask me, I thought this is the conference that I thought I was talking to business people.
Exactly, because I'm wondering why they are not clapping. Are we not entrepreneurs that do we have? The time says it's not
You
clap.
should just write it down.
Please give it a round of applause. 50 million naira profit every day.
Bro, there was a day the first time we did $1 billion naira sales.
He's just kicking it.
The first time we did $1 billion naira of sale, $1 billion, you know, I told them I was going to take off my shirt and run around the building that we do $1 billion naira of sale. So I did $1 billion naira, we did $1 billion naira, and then some people came to my office and said, you see yesterday's sales number, we did $1 billion naira. I was like, okay, let's see if you can do it again tomorrow. And then tomorrow they did 1.2.
Wow.
And then tomorrow they did the day after they did another 1.1, another 1.2, another 1.1. Then it was a week, it was 2 weeks, or 3 weeks.
Did you know
I'm not taking off my shirt. But motherfuckers, like we threw a party. I remember that year, people one day called for a Christmas party. People did not understand why we're spending money like that. Like, but you see, it starts from a dream. Remember, I was making 600K. And I think before I get lost, let me quickly tell you what I did. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Number one, know thy customer. I'm not the one buying the product. Yeah? I'm not the one buying the product. So don't use your judgment for your customer's judgment. Me, I have credit card from America, I have credit card from Dubai, I have credit card from the UK, I have credit card from Nigeria, I have cards in my wallet from 4 countries. So when I want to buy something online, I pay with my card.
Exactly.
But I'm not the customer. 95% of Nigeria pay by transfer. Transfer.
Yes.
One on your card. Transfer.
So they will steal my money.
Transfer. So again, once you take the time and take a step back and say, I will know the customer.
Yeah.
And then go and know the customer. You find that you are thinking about this all wrong. Why is the customer buying one gas? Why do they have one cylinder? Why does the customer have one cylinder? You see, those are psychic questions that you should ask. Why did the customer run out of gas? Right? If somebody wants to buy it, you cannot outthink the customer because the customer will buy what they can afford. It's not about you. You buy what you can afford. So, WakaNow for me was take a step back, look at the customer, understand the customer, understand. You see, oftentimes we spend too much time litigating why the company failed. We continue to litigate why it failed.
Yeah.
That it was the leader, it was this, it was that. The failure of the company is that customer did not buy enough.
Period.
Forget, bro, we are worried about cost because you did not make enough revenue.
Hey.
Let me say it one more time. You are worried about your spending because you don't have enough in your bank account.
Period.
There's one song I like. Elomogba. You don't know it. No, let them not play it though. Don't play it though. Don't, it's not appropriate for this setting. Elomogba. Mo cram ẹ sórí. But iye tí mo ná, mi ò lè cram ẹ sórí. You see, the point is this, right? The guy does not care about how much he's spending because the amount he has exceeds his revenue exceeds costs.
Yeah.
You start to worry about cost, how much you're paying your maid when you don't make enough money. Okay? So if you want to be save a dying business, go focus on revenue. You must of course spend cost first. When you don't have money, cut your coat and cut your size, a little bit here and there. But your energy, 90% of your energy should dedicate to revenue. Let me say this, I should write it down. Sales kills all.
Sales kills
all.
Sales
kills all.
Sales kills all. I think Izu just left the room.
Sales kills all. Number two thing I want you to write down. Anybody. Sorry, let's say it the right way. Any idiot can sell 90 kobo for 1 naira. Sorry, can sell 1 naira for 90 kobo. Let me say it one more time. Any idiot can sell 1 naira for 90 kobo. You don't understand that? You don't understand? Okay. Practical example. Doctor, I have 1,000 naira. 500 naira. I want to do a business right now. You give me 400 naira, I give you 500 naira. Would you do the deal?
Done.
Any idiot can do it. You see all these boys that are burning cash, they call it burn. They call it startup burn. Any idiot can do it. They call it customer acquisition strategy. It's the smart people that can sell 1,000 for 1,005. So when I say sales kills all, number two is that, but remember, any idiot can sell 90 cents, can sell $1 for 90 cents. So if you want to sell a dying company, make sure you're not selling $1 for 90 cents. Make sure you're selling for the true value. And that might mean you have less customers, but you put your feet down. If this is the value that I'm selling this thing, and it costs me $1.20, and I need to make margin, I cannot sell it at $1.20 or less. There is no world where I can sell it for $1.20, except you say you are buying this chair too. And this chair is 200 naira, but you are willing to pay me 4,000 naira. So I can sell this at a loss because it comes with a chair. We call it baskets. Because I'm now selling you a basket, not an item. But you see, oftentimes in Nigeria, we get carried away by the PR that people pay for. I can pay for a newspaper article, I can pay for social media posts, I can pay for all these crowd chasing MFs in the streets that are just looking for without no record of progress or success, right? They sell $1 to you at 90 cents, and everybody starts downloading the app. Then one day you hear that the company shut down. Of course you will run out of money.
So sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Please, can we put our phones on silent, please?
Those are some of the principles. Number 3. I can't believe I'm giving numbers here. Number 3. The absence of customer is the death of your business.
The absence of customer
Is the death of your business.
Are we writing this?
Late last night,
Yeah.
I was hungry. I had a long day yesterday. Surprising for a public holiday, I was running up and down. I took over a new hotel and now manage an hotel in VI. So I just went yesterday to close the deal, close the hotel. It was just back and forth. I had another board meeting. It was just back and forth. Then I realized I had a headache. I'm not eating because my chef does not know how to make good fried rice. So I wanted to make fried rice myself. I know how to cook very well. And I never had the chance to make it back home to quickly go make the meal. So I'm not eating. You know, I had lunch, but I'm not just eating well. So I now said, you know what, there's one suya I like. I won't say the suya name so I don't cast the company. So I now went there to go and get turkey suya. So I went there, somebody called me and said, they're on their way to my house. So I said, okay, you know what, I will call the gate to let you. My front door is always open. I never lock my door, so that thieves don't break the door to rob my house. I can just enter. And I knew that sincerely. I don't want them to break the door and then steal the TV, you know. Let them just steal the TV and not break the door. And I went there to buy suya, then it started raining, right? Because I think the rain moved a little bit. So where I left was raining. When I got there, it just started raining. And then I had to go inside towards the suya place. And then their phone was ringing back to back, back to back, back to back. And the staff said that these customers, don't they know it's raining? You don't want us to be cleaning inside rain. And I was standing behind her. And I cringed at first. And I was about to pay. My bill was 28,000 naira for 4 turkeys. Overpriced turkey. Overpriced. 28K. I wanted to pay one of the other employees. I gave her my card. She put my card in. Because of the network failure, because of the rain, the card declined. She was talking to her friend. She didn't say I was passing the POS back to her. And they were just gisting and dancing in the rain and trying to wear raincoats. And I was standing there thinking to myself that, ladies and gentlemen, I am a customer, and this customer, your phone is ringing. People want to pay you to buy your goods and services, and you are losing it. And after a while, because I felt as a business owner, I just like saying, oh no, they will not pay you salary if you don't buy. And listen, I did not buy eventually. I left the place. I was too angry. I went home and I had to go and cook a meal in my own house. But that business lost 28,000. I called the owner. I spoke to the owner for my drive from there because I know the owner. And I said to him that, bro, you got to change your process. You got to change this. You got to change that. But you see, often a lot of you don't know your business. You don't know your business. You are forming CEO. You are forming IT. Look, listen. I used to get to WakaNow at 5 a.m. I don't leave till 1 a.m. In the old days, not now. Now, I show up when I wake up. Yeah. But now I need to spend more time thinking. Because we have systems that work. They don't need me. But in the early days, I was there. I was in the call center. If you come to WakaNow, sometimes you run into me. I will be the one to attend to you. I'll sell to you. I got the experience of our app, how it works, what does not work. As I'm doing it, I'm sending email to the tech team, say, guy, this is not working, this is not working. Because I want to know the business. You cannot fix what you do not know. And you see, we Nigerians don't take the time to be students of our own business. Yeah. Student of your own business. Yeah. And see your failure and accept it. You are too defensive.
Yeah.
Want to defend, you know. And for me to say the dying business, you understand it first. Just understand it first. Understand the customer. Understand what the customer is saying. Understand why the customer is behaving like that. And I wanted to make sure I say this in this talk. There's some business that cannot be saved. Let me say it now. There's some things that when it's dead, it's dead. You have to leave it alone and move on. I used to sell shoes. I used to bring 4,000 pairs of shoes to Lagos, women's shoes, and I used to sell it all in one day. Not 2 days, one day. They used to call it Mega Shoe Sale. After a while, they changed the name to Payo Mega Shoe Sale. They put my name inside. Because a lot of people started complaining. I used to sell out. When Jumia came, they killed that business. Why? Me, you have to come to Silverbed to come and buy. I don't deliver. Silverbed to come and buy. One day. So if you are busy that day, you are out of luck. But on Jumia.com, you can sit in the comfort of your house. Order 10, try them on, return 9, buy 1.
I'm feeling on the right.
You think I can now say, okay, let me go and start e-commerce platform. I did, samubaka.com. It failed miserably like the first one. Because I didn't have the money to fund, to keep it alive. Till the point that e-commerce can reach e-commerce. So again, I have business that have died. Because it was not viable, or it was too early, or it's too late. You know, there's too early in business. You can launch too early, and the customer is not ready for the revolution. So again, but you see, you have to be a student and understand why it failed, what happened, then you can be better. Like Dudu Nation, and I'll stop here. Dudu Nation opened 15 locations across Nigeria, maybe 21. I was at 4. Just opening locations like evil spirits everywhere. Yeah, it was like we're distributing evil spirit. You know, when evil spirit left that woman, they went into swine. They went through a lot of swine. So that's what I was doing. And then I moved to Nigeria and found out that the price point of that business was bad. I was selling fried yam, chicken, and plantain for 1,000 naira at the time. My profit margin was less than 4%. Because I was thinking, like Americans think, that if I reach scale, my 4% will matter. We reach 1,000 orders a day. Okay, at full scale, it was good business, but there was no profit. I was doing charity. I was just giving out money. Charity. One guy came to talk here, said he wanted to do training for free. Charity. Never. When I came to Nigeria and I realized that that business was foolish, you know what I did? Yes. I closed everything. Every single one of it. My ego was not in line. It was not about my emotion. It was not about what people will say. To make a war, I'm not doing it again. Because you see, I cannot be driven by my emotions. I must be driven by my bank account. So guess what? I shut it down. Then I opened one 4 years ago. I reopened another one. They now sell the same chicken, jam, and plantain for 7K. I think we moved it to 9K now. You have another one called Lion Platter, 150K. You will now come and be buying it. The CEO last year, that business did 1.4 billion selling fried yam. 1.4 billion. No, you see, listen.
Guys, clap for this man.
From selling fried yam. They go money in Lagos. Yeah, from selling fried yam. Fried yam.
1.4 billion.
From selling fried yam.
Jehovah.
We've now added suya, balangu, everything inside it. But you see, I located it correctly. I got it right. One location. One. Not 20 something. 20 something makes me popular. I was always doing video, news, this, that. Everybody wants to talk to you. The man that, there's one article about me on YouTube or something. The man that makes millions from selling yam. That was there, no. Now, nobody even knows that we exist. Do you understand?
No, 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because ladies and gentlemen, cool is not equal to cash.
Say that again.
Okay, you paid me for the session, so cool is not equal to cash. The more dressed
is not equal
let me tell you
to cash.
Because somebody walked into the room looking like $1 million does not mean they have one. Because the business is cool and everybody's talking about it does not mean it's profitable.
Cool is
not equal. That's why I love those boys at Alabama. You cannot know the difference of who owns the shop and who is working there. You always shop the car slippers. Or they wear native, everybody. Because they're not trying to be cool.
Yeah.
They're trying to make money.
Ozu.
Yes. So again, for me, to save a dying business is to just be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Let me now also say, let me talk about the other side.